Abhilash is checking why it's not running live on YouTube. Let's confirm that, and after that only we'll proceed forward. Yeah, we are live on YouTube also. Okay, 1 minute. I still can't see it. Let me play it and see. Still showing waiting for see Tarun Jagadish. I will refresh now. Right? So go back and re-click on the same page, right? Okay, yes. Okay, I can see myself. Thank you, Abhilash. Thank you so much. Alright friends, we are live on YouTube channel also. So those of you who are having difficulty in checking it in the channel, you can always do it on YouTube also. Alright. Checking it. Alright, I believe everyone can see me here, right? Okay. Alright friends, so I'm live on the YouTube channels also, and I'm live here also. Just give me 2 minutes more just to set up the YouTube chat option also in my phone, so anyone chatting on the YouTube can also see me. Good morning, Shahid. I can see you. Alright friends, I think, okay, now I believe, shall we start now? Are all settled? Alright friends, I believe everybody are settled now, so let us start off with today's session. Good morning everyone. I am Tarun Jagadish, and today we have started with the online live session for Scmpe. Even before we start with today's class, we need to have clarity on what exactly are we going to do it and take it forward. Vishnu, the bottom controls in your website is not working. Vishnu, I didn't understand. What do you mean by the bottom controls in your website is not working, like pause, unmute, full screen? It was working in SFM. Vishnu doesn't bother, whatever issues are there, just put it in the group. Abhilash will cross check it and maybe he will enable some options, it will become alright. Always the first 1 or 2 days, there will be some learning curve. You have to get adjusted to the channel, I have to get adjusted to it. This pause and mute full screen, if that was not working, it's not working today. Maybe by tomorrow he will make it alright, or Abhilash is already online. He will work on it and he will sort it out also properly immediately if possible. Okay? Fine. So let me now start off with today's session. Okay, so we are here to learn Scmpe, Strategic Cost Management and Performance Evaluation. Friends, even before I start any of my classes, I make one thing very clear, that we should have a win-win agreement. You should win, I should also win. Ideally, there are 4 combinations which you will come across in your life. The first one is called as win-lose. Second one is called as lose-win. Third one is called as lose-lose. And the last one is what we call it as win-win. Win-lose means I win, you lose. Will that survive in the long run? No. Second one is lose-win. I lose, you win. Will that survive in the long run? Third one is lose-lose. I also lose, you also lose. That will also not survive in the long run. Last one is what? Win-win. I should win, you should also win. So friends, why have you come to the classes today? You have come for today's class mainly for one objective, that you need to get good marks as far as the exams are concerned. Am I right? My target when we are attending this class is that in Scmpe, we should be able to score more than 70 marks. And I believe this is your dream also. I will win only if you get more than 70 marks. You will also win only when you get more than 70 marks. So friends, here the objective that you and me are having is common. You should win, I should also win. Now we go to the next question. How are we going to score these marks? That is very, very important. Alright. How we are going to do this is based on the following approach. We need to first crack how the Scmpe paper operates. Alright. In Scmpe paper, you have theory, you have problems, okay, and you are having case studies. Okay. Now we are focusing 100% on the new syllabus, and this class is exclusively new and it is not applicable to the old syllabus. Alright. I just wanted to clarify this because I don't want anyone of old attending the new, because both are different. For old syllabus, if you want, you can always get in touch with my team for a pen drive or a Google Drive, and we might go YouTube live later on. Right now, the online regular class, we are focusing only on the Scmpe, that is the new syllabus. Okay. Now, when you look at these 3 things, as far as the old syllabus was concerned, it was hardcore problems and theory. But here in the new syllabus, you are having theory, you are having problems, and you are having case study. Let me make an in-depth overview of this once again. As I told you, we have theory, okay, we have problems, okay, and we are having case studies. Okay. Theory, I can break it into 2 parts. Okay. One I will call it as normal theory, and the other one we will call it as practical theory. Alright. What is the difference is that normal theory is something what used to come in the old syllabus. It comes in the new but very limited. For example, there is a chapter called as life cycle costing. Okay. In that you will learn different phases of life cycle costing, like initial, growth, maturity, decline, etc. etc. Earlier in the old syllabus, they will directly ask you what are the 4 stages of life cycle costing. That will come under normal theory. What comes under practical theory is that they will not give you the theory just like that. They will give you an industry-based case study. They will tell this company has launched a new product. Oh, now this product is going to go up. According to you, what and all will happen in the life cycle of this product? Now, if they ask you like that, what will happen is you have to not only know the theory, you should know the practical application of theory also. The next thing which comes up is problems. Now, old syllabus, we had a lot of heavy problems. New syllabus, they have reduced the intensity of the problems. Earlier, if you used to get questions for 20 marks, now the problems are easier when you compare it with the old syllabus. They are more focusing on the industry-based case studies, all right? And the last one is case study. You have in total around 30 case studies, okay? So problems are also there, and this of late, since the new syllabus costing is very new, and the questions from the exam are coming directly from the study material or the RTP. So here, if you want to score good marks, you can do it purely from the study material and the RTP. So now, if this is the whole approach, okay, in my class, what I am going to do is, I will make sure that you learn everything that is there in your study material and all the case studies that is there in your study material. We will compress it. I will make short notes and give you, so that every case study, if normally it takes you around half an hour to 45 minutes to read, in my class, per case study, I will compress in such a way and I will give you the videos and the notes in such a way that per case study, in 5 minutes, the entire crux comes into your mind. Exam, then it is up to you how you can elaborate, drag and write it down. Are you clear with that? So, I will take all the theory in the classroom, okay, unlike SFM, because in Scmpe, theory has got higher importance. SFM, you just have to learn the theory and it's only normal theory. Scmpe, it is not only normal theory, it is normal theory plus practical theory. So I'll be covering all the theory in class. I'll share the PowerPoint presentations with you. I will crack all the problems in class and we will do all the case studies. Can you put this overview in your books, friends? Please write down this overview in your books. Alright friends, I believe you all have put up till here in your books now. Alright friends, I believe you have put up till here. So I go back to the same dream that you are having and I am having. Scmpe, my dream is that each one of you should be able to score more than 70 marks, for which we need to have a win-win deal. You should win, I should also win. Friends, if I do my part, you don't do your part, will that be a win-win? No. You study very hard, I don't take my class properly, is that a win-win? No. I do my best, I give it my 100% to you, you give your 100% to me, then as a team, we will win-win. So friends, here I am going to write down the role, what I am going to do as a faculty, and I am going to put down the roles that you are supposed to do as students, alright, so that the faculty also wins and the students also win. Everybody is clear with this part? Now, as a faculty, what I will do is, I will cover all the theory, okay? I will cover all the practical questions that is there in your study material. In fact, I am thinking now, May 2021 study material has been fully revised. Since it is fully revised, I am coming under a thought process that I might directly take the questions from the study material itself, which are very, very important. Because when they add some new questions, there will be very, very high importance for those questions in the coming May 21 exam and the November 21 examination. Alright, cover all the questions of study material. This is the second part. Third thing what I will do is I will cover all the case studies. Okay. And for all these things, what is more important is that you should know the logic. I will give you the exact logic of whatever is required. Okay. So once I give you the entire logic of whatever is required, you will not only be learning just like that, you will learn with practical exposure. And friends, I am a person who's practicing not only in India, I am having offices in abroad also. So wherever I practice, my hardcore area of practice is business valuation, and second one is cost management. Everyone loves this concept because if I can help someone to reduce their cost, I can help them to increase their profits. And for increasing their profits, Scmpe is one of the best subjects that you can learn. Okay, so the very simple way of explaining Scmpe to you is that if you are an expert in Scmpe, you can help other companies make money, and that is something what every company will always value. Alright, so you have to make sure that the concepts are very clear, and you have to make sure that the application of this concept is very, very clear. Everyone clear with this? If you have any other expectation from this class, please let me know right away now, because this is what I am going to cover, and this actually covers 100%. Once we are done with 100% coverage, beyond this, nothing should come in the examination. Everyone clear? In the end, we will also do May 2021 RTP, which is not yet released. This also will be covered as a part of this class. This will be done towards the end. Maybe if you don't get time during the regular class, I might keep a special class and I might cover it up. But we will be working out all this for sure. Okay. Now let us go to the students part. What is it that the students should do? Students, point number one and the most important thing, please attend the class regularly. Unlike face-to-face classes, online live classes, I cannot see you right in front of me. I cannot come to your house and catch you. Why have you not attended the class? If it was a face-to-face class, I could have caught you. But online, that is not practical. But friends, online has got its own advantages over and above the face-to-face classes. One of the advantages is that once you attend the class in the morning, okay, suppose you are attending a face-to-face class, I talk something, you sleep off in middle. You are a human being, you might sleep off. Later on, you want to rewind and play what the faculty has done. Face-to-face class, you have to raise your hands and tell the faculty, please repeat the whole thing again. But in the online live class, you can always go back, replay the video again. And the videos, once the live class is over, will be given to you for 1 week's time. The access will be available. So suppose on a Monday, I have taken some class, you have missed that class, you will have a week's time to learn and cover it up. After a week's time, the access will be removed. Okay. So my request to all of you is, the best time to attend the class is online live, when we are taking class. That time, if you attend, the kind of effect that you have is much better. And since it is early morning 6:30 to 9:30, your mind is fresh. There is no other disturbance. Along with the class, by March 31st or maybe April 1st week, you will be done with the entire Scmpe along with the class. Okay. So rule number one, please attend the class strictly without failing. Rule number two, whatever we do in the class, you are supposed to do it 2 times without looking. Okay, so first attend the class, second thing you have to do it 2 times without looking. So if I am doing, let's say, 5 questions in class today, evening you sit, spend another 2 to 3 hours, work it out 2 to 3 times again. Friends, morning you do in the class 1 time, evening you again do it 2 times. Total, how many times are you doing a problem? 3 times. Friends, if you do a question 3 times, you are repeating the same thing again and again and again. It goes deep down your subconscious mind, after which, even if you want to forget, you cannot forget. And that is the point when you become a successful person. Friends, if you do the same thing what others do, you have no value. But if you do something what others cannot do, that is where you create a real value for yourself, friends. So please, this is the most important rule. Do it 2 times without looking. Point number 3. Whatever doubts are there, you have to ask me. Ask the doubts. Okay? I will make sure that I clarify all your doubts, and if there is some extreme doubt which I am unable to clarify, I will take a day's time, but I will clarify it for you. Okay? So, if you attend the class regularly, you do all the questions 2 times without looking. If you ask all your doubts and clarify all your doubts, if I cover the complete theory, if I cover the complete practical, if I cover the complete case study, if I do the May 21 RPP, I do my part, you do your part, why cannot we score more than 70 marks is my question to you. Friends, in life anything is possible, and it is possible only if we work as a team. Working alone is boring, you get lonely. Working together as a team is amazing. You also succeed, I also succeed. So friends, can you write down this in your books? This is going to be our benchmark for this Scmpe live classes. So please write it down in your books. Let me check if there is any other chats. No chats as of now. Okay. Friends, just 1 minute. Alright, friends. I believe you all have put up till here in your books. So, any other expectation, please let me know. I will add up that also to this to the win-win agreement that we have made between us. Okay. So, if you are clear with this, let's make this agreement very clear. Let's write down below that I promise to follow the above rules strictly and without fail. So I am putting my signature over here, friends. You put yours. Okay. I will do my part. You do your part. As a team, we will win-win. Please write it down. All right, friends, shall we now start off with today's session? Okay, so let us start with chapter number one. Chapter number one, basics. So let us start from the scratch. Let us start from the scratch now. All right. So in this, what we will do is, friends, in my class, you have to keep two books. Okay. The first book will be called as the concept and theory book. In this book, I'll give you only the logic and the theory. And the second book will be called as a practice book. Here, you can just go and write down all the practical parts. Can you put this chart in your books? You have to keep these two books as far as the live class is concerned. Alright, shall we now start off with this? So now, today we are going to focus on the concept book. I will be giving you only the concepts today. So once you are strong with the concepts, only then we will go to the next one. Yes, one more important thing about our class timings. How are we going to conduct our classes? Friends, my classes would be from Monday to Thursday, 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Friday I will not be having a class since I travel to my other offices. So one day I will be keeping an off on Friday. Again we will have a class on Saturday. Saturday also we will be having class from 6:30 to 9:30. Alright. So to summarize, Sunday also your class will be off. So we will be having a week 5-day class, 3 hours each. That will be 15 hours a week. In this 3 hours of class, every day 8 o'clock to 8:15, we will be giving you a break. So the first session would be from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. 8 to 8:15 will be a break time. 8:15 to 9:30 will be our second session so that you don't get overloaded and things go very smoothly. Alright? Yes. So let us start now with your concept book. In that you write down concept number 1. Okay. Let us start with a practical example of how the whole business operates. Structure of a company. Let us start from here. Okay. Now we are learning about costing. Tell me, what is the purpose of costing? We need to find out the cost of a product or a cost of a service. And then we are trying to manage the cost and reduce the cost. CA final level is not about how to find out the cost. It is more about how to reduce your cost. But unless you know how to find out the cost, you can never reduce your cost. So let's take a practical example of an industry. Can you tell me names of a different industries that you are aware of? Now, for example, footwear industry is one industry. We have steel industry. I'm talking about manufacturing, okay? Leather, textile, restaurants. These are all places where material and etc. is involved, and there are many more. Friends, these are all the major manufacturing based industries. There might be even more, but I'm just giving you these 5 examples because this normally covers all the types of costing that we are looking at. Can you just write down the different types of industries first? Then I'll go to a fresh page, and with the help of one particular example, I will explain to you how the whole company structure is formed. Can you please write down this in your books now? Alright friends, now out of all these industries, in my case, I feel that the restaurant industry is one of the easiest industry because all of you must have gone to a restaurant, okay? So what we will do is, I will be basing my initial examples based on a restaurant industry so you understand the logic much better, okay? Now tell me which is your favorite restaurant. Okay, I'll tell you what is my favorite restaurant. It is Sharavana Bhavan. I love the dosas in Sharavana Bhavan. You can also chat and let me know which is your favorite restaurant. Okay. What are the food items that they produce? They will be having idli, vada, dosa, blah blah blah. All the South Indian food will be available here. Am I right? Now, I will be assuming that there is a Sharavana Bhavan which only produces and sells only one thing, which is masala dosas. Nothing else. Okay. Now, I want you to help me visualize this Sharavana Bhavan. What are the parts of this hotel or restaurant which is actually there in operation? If you look at a restaurant or if you look at Sharavana Bhavan, ideally they are going to have three parts. First and the foremost is what we call it as kitchen. What do they do in the kitchen? They convert the raw material into masala dosa. Am I right? Second thing is what we call it as place of sale. Place of sale means this is a restaurant where people come sit, order for dosa and eat dosa. Alright. First we have a kitchen, or kitchen is what we call it in the industry terminology as factory. Factory is a place where you convert the raw material into finished goods. Then you have a place of sale where people come and the buying and selling takes place. And the third one is what I call it as the planning department. In this planning department, they will have lot of heads who will sit and do in-depth planning, how to make better masala dosa, how to sell more masala dosa, how to plan the budgets for the masala dosa, can we make some new type of masala dosa, etc., etc. Can you draw this overview in your books now, friends? Good morning, Annie. Yes, Gina, we will have a win-win rule. Prajna, whatever previous RTPs are important, I will be solving it for you. Okay. Latest ones are more important. Like if you're writing the May 21 examination, November 2020 RTP and May 21 RTP are of high importance. Okay. Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? Now I will go in depth of this. Now once you enter into a kitchen of Sharavana Bhavan, can you tell me what and all will come inside a kitchen of Sharavana Bhavan? First place is what we actually call it as a store. Okay. Second place is what we call it as production. Third place is what we call it as inspection. And the last place is what we call it as dispatch. Everyone repeat with me. What are the four parts I have told you? Store, production, inspection, dispatch. What happens in the store? Store is a place where you will have a manager. Okay, this guy will be called as a store manager. His role is that in order to make masala dosa, what are the raw materials required for masala dosa? I don't know what is the ingredient that you call it. I'll just call it as raw materials. You need potato and you need that batter. I don't know whether you call it as batter or you call it as something else. This batter, potato, the salt, masala, everything is stored where? It is stored in the store. And this is controlled by whom? Store manager. What is the role of store manager? He has to ensure that the potatoes, batter, salt, pepper, nobody takes away. And whenever there is an order coming for masala dosa, there has to be sufficient batter, there has to be sufficient potatoes, there has to be sufficient everything for them to make masala dosa. So his main purpose is protect the raw material. Okay, I'll give you in writing in detail. Just give an overview over here and ensure stock is available. He should make sure the stock is always available. From store, the next department is called as what? Production department. Now tell me what will happen in the production department. In the production department, they take the batter, they take the potato and they convert that into what? Masala dosa. So here, the main role is convert the raw material into what? Convert the raw material into masala dosa. Okay. Everybody clear with this part? This process for converting the raw material into masala dosa, okay, there will be a manager and his name will be production manager. What is the third department? Inspection. Once the masala dosa is ready, it will be sent to the inspection department. The inspection department fellow, what will he do? He will take a bite of masala dosa and he will tell whether it is a good masala dosa or bad masala dosa. Bad masala dosa, it will not go to the customer. Good masala dosa, he will send it to the customer. Are you understanding my point, friends? Here you have a manager, what you call it as the inspection manager. Okay. Once he ensures, this will be given to a waiter. Am I right? The waiter will take the masala dosa, go and deliver it to the customer. That is what we call it as dispatch. So friends, just like masala dosa, you go to any industry, you go to a footwear industry, you go to a steel industry, wherever you go, they will have these four departments: store, production, inspection, dispatch. In store, they keep the raw material. In production, they convert the raw material into finished goods. In inspection, they check the quality of the product, and in dispatch, they will deliver it to the customer. Can you draw this chart in your books now, friends? Thank you so much, Gina. Friends, we'll spend some good time on the conceptual part so that you become very, very strong in that. Alright friends, I believe you have all put up till here. Let's write down the theory of this one in detail. First, I told you can give a heading called as structure of a factory. Then we can write down in a factory there will be the following four divisions. You can write parallelly along with me, friends. Okay. First one would be what? Store. Okay. Put a bullet point and write down. Here, a store manager would ensure that raw materials are stored properly. Raw materials are stored properly. That is point number one. Okay. Second thing, what we can write down over here is that okay, he has to ensure that RM is always available for production. Can you write down till here in your books now? All comfortable, friends? If any difficulty in the audio or video, please let me know. Alright friends, everybody is clear so far. I will go to the next part now. This is store. Point number 2 is what I told you, production. Inside this you can write down, production department is headed by the production manager. Is headed by the production manager. Okay. Point number 2, he has to convert raw material into what? Finished goods. Okay. He is responsible for keeping all the machineries. He is the one who is running the machineries. Okay. In proper working condition. In proper working condition. That's about production. What comes after production? Inspection. Okay. Here, the quality of finished goods is checked by the inspection manager. Okay, can you write down till here in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Can I go to the next part? Okay, so after inspection, what is the next page that we are having? We will be having dispatch. Okay, here you can write down here, the goods are dispatched from the factory and delivered to the customer. Alright, can you write down this also in your books? So I'll go to the next part. Alright friends, everybody is clear so far. So I'll go back to the original chart. See, here we had kitchen or the factory, we had the place of sale, we have the planning department. Now we go to the next one, which is called as the place of sale. Okay. Place of sale, basically in case of a restaurant, it is very easy. From directly from the kitchen, you deliver it to the customer. But let's talk about a home delivery service. All of you are using Zomato, Swiggy, Potato. There are many other apps which are providing home delivery. In that case, it is not that simple. It is basically factory is in one place, customer might be in some other place. All right. Whatever is from dispatch division would only mean it is going out of the factory. That does not mean it will reach the customer. So from this dispatch to the customer, whatever is the headache happening in middle, that is taken care in this second department, or we call it as logistics. Okay. So there might be, it might be going to a, for example, if you're talking about a footwear company, this is for restaurant. In restaurant it is this way, but if you talk about a footwear, maybe I'll give you one more chart. Footwear. Okay. What happens in case of a footwear is that you start from a factory, dispatch division, it will go in a lorry. Okay, so we'll call it as logistics, and it will be delivered to, let us say, it will be delivered to a wholesaler. Okay. Then what will the wholesaler do? He will give it to another retailer. And from this retailer, it will go to a customer. Okay, this whole process comes in this heading called as the place of sale. Can you draw these two charts in your books? Then I'll give you in writing also. Can you draw this also in your books, and I'll give you this part also in writing. I believe everything is clear, friends. Okay. We'll go very slowly with the concepts, because once the concept or the logic is clear, the whole costing is very, very easy. We are focusing on the concepts first. Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? Let's write down neatly below this, okay? A place of sale would mean the entire process from factory to the customer. Hence, it includes the entire supply chain of wholesalers and retailers also. Wholesalers, retailers, logistics also. Can you write down this in your books now, friends? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? So we have learned about two things now. Let's go back to the first page. We learned about the factory, we learned about the place of sale. Now let us learn about the planning department. Planning department is where the hardcore planning will happen. Inside this we will have a lot of divisions. The first one would be sale planning. After that you will have this production planning going on. After this, you will have a purchase-based planning or materials planning, HR needs planning, finance needs planning, and you have the R&D, research and development. Okay. Here you will have a manager who is called as a sales manager. His only role is how to maximize sales. This guy will be called as what now? Production manager. His role would be to give optimum good quality production. Okay. Purchase manager, he has to buy the best quality raw material at low prices. Okay. HR manager will be there over here. What is going to be his role? His role is going to be, ensure the best labor. Ensure the best labor. Finance manager, this will be a chartered accountant. Okay, this guy will do everything what you are going to do in the future: internal audits, budget preparation, cost planning, MIS reporting, etc., etc. R&D manager's role will be to come up with new innovative products, like coming up with some absolutely out of the box masala dosas, etc. etc. Can you write down this in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? If I'm going a little fast or if I'm going a little slow, please let me know. So accordingly I can adjust my speed also. Alright, I'll go to the next part now. So we can just write down all the breakups of the planning department. You can write down first one sales. You can write down sales manager has a role of maximizing revenue. Point number B would be what? Production manager has to ensure optimum production without any break. Okay. Purchase manager has to ensure best quality raw material at optimum price. HR manager has to ensure proper labor available at the best code. Okay. And the last one, finance manager has to be responsible for all finance matters. Can you write down this in your books now, friends? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Okay. So we are done with the meaning of all the three parts. Let me recall the whole thing once again with the help of the charts that we have drawn. We are talking about Sharavana Bhavan, who is producing and selling masala dosas. Okay. This is having mainly three categorization: kitchen, place of sale, and the planning department. Alright. As far as the kitchen is concerned, there are four subdivisions coming inside a kitchen. One is a store, other one is production, third one is inspection, and the fourth one is dispatch. If you talk about the place of sale, it is basically from the factory to the customer. Restaurant it's easy, but in case of footwear or any other thing, you have a factory, you have a logistics involved, there's a wholesale department, there's a retail division, and then it reaches the customer. Alright? And planning department has got these following six parts: sale, production, purchase, HR, finance, and R&D. Okay. I hope all of you are clear with this part. Now, let me go to the next one. Concept number 2, linkage between accounting and costing. Let us go back to the example of Sharavana Bhavan. Okay. Now, in Sharavana Bhavan, what are they producing and selling? Can you tell me? He is producing and selling masala dosas. Okay, so I'll give you some details over here. Let us say the units sold by Sharavana Bhavan is 1 lakh masala dosa. For this 1 lakh masala dosa, he has fixed a selling price of, let us say, 100 rupees. So it will become easier for us to track this thing. For making masala dosa, he needs material, am I right? So the material cost will be there, that will be all the potato, batter, etc. They will have some labor also appointed over there. They will have some kind of variable overhead. They will also have some form of fixed overhead. Alright. Now, let us say the material cost is turning out to be 30 rupees per masala dosa. Labor is turning out to be, let us say, 20 rupees per masala dosa. What do you mean by the word variable overhead? Variable overhead would mean what changes with production. Now here the classic example of variable overhead would be cooking gas. Why? Because cooking gas, the more you produce, the more cooking gas consumption will happen. The less you produce, there will be a less cooking gas consumption. Alright. Let us assume for time being this is turning out to be 10 rupee. And for time being, we'll assume there is no other variable cost. Rest is all fixed overhead that is coming over here. Okay. I'll give you a breakup of fixed overhead over here. Let us assume there is an administration cost which is turning out to be 1 lakh. You are having selling cost, okay, which is another 1 lakh. You are having depreciation and amortization, which is again, for timing, let's ignore this because we don't bother so much about depreciation and we don't consider this in the costing. So let's not stress upon that. We have an administration cost, we have a selling cost, we have some factory rent coming up, which is a factory cost. That is also assumed for time being 1 lakh. Okay. This is the whole things that are available. Can you write down this in your books now, all of you? Friends, I'll just come back in a minute. Alright friends, have you all put up till here? Can you write down this also in your books now? Fine friends, once you have written down till here, okay, now I will just explain this part to you. Everyone look at the board. This data, what we are having, this we can actually solve it using three methods. Okay, one we can solve it using financial accounting, that is what you learn in your accounting chapters, or you can solve it using cost accounting. In cost accounting also, you can solve it using absorption costing, or you can also solve it based on marginal costing. So what I will do is I will give you solution for this one simple question to find out the profit. I will do it based on the financial accounting, absorption costing and marginal costing, so that you get 100% exposure of how the same problem can actually be perceived in three different angles. Can you draw this chart in your books now? Alright friends, shall we now solve it using financial accounting first? So I'll give a heading over here called as solution using financial accounting. Okay, so here I'll draw a normal P&L account just like we always draw. What will come on the right side? Buy, sales. Okay, on the left side you will have opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock is what we call it as material consumed. Am I right? Then you have two wages, and then we have two direct expense. Am I right? And we will have factory rent, which is also nothing but a direct expenditure. So I believe the sales over here would be 1 lakh into 100, that turns out to be 100 lakhs. Okay. I believe the material was 30, so that turns out to be how many lakhs over here? 30 lakhs. This one is 20 lakhs. Direct expense will be cooking gas 10 lakh, and this will be 1 lakh. From this, can we not find out the GP? It will be 50, 60, 61. So you get 39 over here. By GP carried forward is how much? 39. To administration expense is 1 lakh. To selling expense is how much? Another 1 lakh. So your net profit turns out to be how much now? It turns out to be 37 lakhs. Can you draw this answer, put this answer in your books now? Friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Can I go to the next one? Now the same can also be solved using absorption costing. Solution using absorption costing. Do you remember the absorption cost sheet, friends? Direct material, direct labor, prime cost, factory overhead, factory cost, administration overhead, cost of production. My dear friends, do you remember all this? What comes after this? Selling overhead, cost of sales, profit, and what is the last thing? Sales. Okay. Here you absorb it based on production. So we will have per unit also. We will have total also. Material cost is 30 rupees per unit. Total will be how much? 30 lakhs. Am I right? This is 20 lakhs. Total will be prime cost is going to be 50 lakhs. Factory overhead will be both variable as well as fixed. So that's turning out to be 11 lakhs over here. So 11 rupee. Absorbed is 11 rupee. So you get the number as how much? Factory cost will be 61 lakhs. Administration overhead is 1. So it will become 62 lakhs. Selling overhead is 163. Total will become 63 lakhs. Sale value is how much? 100. Am I right? So what is the profit that you are booking over here? Is it 37? You get exactly the same profit what you got under financial accounting. Can you write down this in your books now, friends? Friends, I believe you have written down till here in your books now. Can I give you the next part? Okay. I'll now go to the next one. Solution using marginal costing. Solution using marginal costing. Alright. So under marginal costing, it is very simple. Selling price, then you have variable cost, you have contribution, then we give and we find out the total contribution less, you will have the fixed cost, and finally you will have the profit. Okay. So now the selling price over here is 100 rupees per unit. What about the variable cost? It is going to be 30 plus 20 plus 10. So that turns out to be how much? It turns out to be 60. Contribution turns out to be 40. Okay. The total contribution will turn out to be how much? 40 lakhs. The fixed cost is going to be, how much is going to be the fixed cost here? 111. So it's going to be 3 lakhs. Am I right? So you will get 3 lakhs as the fixed cost and your profit will be 37 lakhs. This is exactly the same profit that you got. Am I right? Can you write down this also in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? So friends, did you see how the same data can actually be analyzed into financial accounting? It can be done into absorption costing and marginal costing, and unless there are heavy complications, the profit under all the three should be the same. I hope you are clear with this part also friends. Shall we take a short break now? After the break, we will go into marginal costing in depth, because at the final level, they don't give much priority to the absorption one. Decision making is done based on marginal costing. So we'll start learning all the basic concepts again. What is PV ratio, break even point, margin of safety from the scratch. And once the base is very, very strong, we will go to the next part. Alright. So let's take a 15 minutes of break friends, after which we'll continue with the next part. Thank you so much. Friends, I'm live again now. Please confirm that you all can see me. Let me check the YouTube. Abhilash, now I gave a break, so I stopped the streaming. Now once I came back and had clicked back on stream, what will happen? YouTube, the link will be expired in that case, no? I didn't get you. It's in Caster it is enabled. See what happened is 8 o'clock I give a break, right? So I go to OBS and I stop streaming. So now I have restarted my streaming again. It's running in my platform, Scmpe live it is happening. But what about YouTube? Do we have to do something again in that, or it should normally start running live in the YouTube also? Just check, no? Okay, I'm keeping the phone, okay? Hold on. Friends, just wait, I'm just putting it on YouTube also. Being the first day, I'll go very slow. Today, the challenge is not to cover much syllabus. The challenge is that we need to create a good communication channel between both of us. Good communication channel. Okay, I'm live on YouTube also. Alright, friends, I'm live on YouTube also. So let's start off in that case. Okay. Okay, let us start off, friends. Let me just confirm in the WhatsApp group also. Okay. Alright, friends, so let us start. Harsha, you just have to click on Tarun Jagadish. Just search Tarun Jagadish, or should I put the link? Just search Tarun Jagadish, you will get the. Let me try getting the link if some students are not getting it. Just 1 minute, I just paste the link. So after that, we can start off with the next session. Got it, okay, alright. So everyone is now set. Shall we start off with today's session with this now, friends? Let us start off with the next session. Now you write down in your book, I think we learned two concepts so far. We learned the structure of a factory and linkage between accounting and costing. Now you write down concept number 3, that will be marginal costing. Let us start from the base, okay? Inside marginal costing, you write down the introduction. Friends, as compared to absorption costing, marginal costing is a place where we segregate the entire cost into two parts. One will be a variable cost and the other one will be a fixed cost. By doing so, we can do better analysis of the whole business. We can also get to know much more important information which we never get from absorption costing. So in my opinion, since I am also practicing heavily in the area of cost management in the industry, I have always found marginal costing more useful than absorption costing. Okay, so I just write down over here in marginal costing, cost is segregated into fixed cost and variable cost, based on which decisions are taken. Okay, can you write down this in your books now, friends? All right, friends, everybody is clear with this. Now we'll go in depth of the concepts coming inside this. Everyone write down subconcept number one. Subconcept number one, contribution. Subconcept number one, contribution. Okay. In the earlier example, we had a selling price of 100 rupees, and I believe we had a variable cost of 60 rupees. Hence, we got the contribution as how much? Did we get the answer as 40 rupees over here? Am I right? So, can you tell me what is the formula for contribution? Contribution is nothing but it is going to be selling price minus what? Selling price minus variable cost. Okay. So, what is the logic of this contribution? It means every one masala dosa I sell, I get 40 rupees in hand, which I will use to cover up my fixed cost. Okay. So, I'll write down over here. Okay. For every one masala dosa I sell, I get 40 rupees margin in my hand, which will be initially used to cover up fixed cost and will later on contribute to my profits. Okay, or maybe I'll not use the word cover up, I'll use the word contribute to fixed cost. So you will understand why we use the word contribution. Okay, just try this word and you can write down contribute to fixed cost, and subsequently it contributes to what? Profit. And that is the reason we call it as contribution. Can you write down this in your books now, all of you? Alright friends, I believe you have all put up till here in your books, and I hope you are clear with the concept of contribution right now. Okay, fine. Let me go to the next one now. Okay, next one, subconcept number 2. PV ratio. All comfortable friends, please chat and let me know if everything is comfortable. Okay, PV ratio. PV ratio, the formula is contribution okay, divided by sales, okay. Or in our example, how much was the contribution? Was it 40 rupees? Divided by what is the sales that we are having, 100 rupees. So am I getting the answer as 40 percentage? What is the logic of this 40 percentage? The logic is very simple. 40% means for every 100 rupees of sales which I do, 40 rupees will be the contribution which will initially contribute towards fixed cost and subsequently contribute towards profit. So for every 100 rupee of sales which I do, I get 40 rupees in hand, which will initially contribute to fixed cost and subsequently it will contribute to what? Profits. Can you write down this in your books now, all of you? Friends, I believe you are clear with PV ratio also. So we learned what is the logic of contribution, we learned what is the logic of PV ratio. Now I go to sub-concept number 3, where I will write down break even point. Friends, BEP we can learn in multiple formats. One, we can learn BEP in rupees, or I'll start with units. In units, I can also find out BEP in rupees, or I can find out BEP in percentage. Can you draw this chart in your books now, all of you? Alright, friends, shall we do it one by one now? I'll start with BEP in units. Okay. First, I'll tell you the logic of the word break-even point. Friends, break-even point, the definition what you learned in your inter is not enough. There you learned it is a point of no profit, no loss. Am I right? This part is okay. But apart from this, we need to understand few more things. It means above this point, you should make profit. Above this point, we make profit. This is important. And below this point, we make loss. That is also very, very important. BEP in unit, first I'll give you the formula, then I'll tell you the logic. The formula is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. Here we have a fixed cost of 3 lakh rupees divided by we have a contribution per unit of 40 rupees per unit. Am I right? Can you tell me what is 3 lakh divided by 40? Do I get the answer as 7,500 units over here? Okay. Can you please write down this in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till... Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Fine. Can I go to the logic of this one? Friends, let us find out the profit or loss at 7,500 units. Okay? 7,500 units into, you are getting 40 rupees as contribution. Is that equal to 3 lakhs? This is turning out to be your total contribution. Am I right? What is the total fixed cost that we are having over here? Is that also 3 lakhs? So what is my profit or loss over here? It turns out to be 0. Hence, 7,500 is what I call it as the break even point. Can you write down this in your books now? Fine friends, have you all put up till here? If I draw a chart, the chart will go like this. This is the point which will be called as BEP, 7,500. If you sell from 0 to 7,500, you will be at a loss. Anything above 7,500, you will go at a profit. Can you write down this in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? So this is the logic of the word break even point. So at 7,500 dosas, Sharona Bhavan will reach its break even point. How, if they start selling more than this, how much ever more they sell, that will contribute to their profits. Okay? Now, everybody is clear with break even point in units. Let's write down the next one now. BEP in rupees. Friends, this can be found out using two formulas. First one is fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Other one is BEP in units. You can multiply with the selling price. Okay. In my example, I think we were selling 1 lakh dosas, right? So from 7,500 to 1 lakh will be the profit. You can put this chart in your books. Okay, I'll come back over here now. So fixed cost divided by PV ratio when we are doing, okay, what we will do is, how much is the fixed cost that we are having over here? 3 lakhs divided by 40 percentage. Friends, I'll go very slow today because I don't want any kind of confusions later on. We get the answer as how much over here? We get the answer as 7 lakh 50,000. Okay. Or I can get the same answer over here. I got the answer as 7,500 units into what is the selling price? It is turning out to be 100 rupees. Like this also you get the answer as how much? 7 lakh 50,000. Can you draw this chart in your books now? Alright friends, everybody has put up till here in your books. I believe everything is smooth. Rahul, no, it is fixed cost by contribution per unit. Did I write it down wrong way somewhere? Oh, it's contribution per unit. It's written very clearly over here. Okay, fine. So everyone is clear with break-even point in rupees also. Okay. Now I'll draw the chart once again. Here you get 7.5 lakhs. My total sale value is how much? 100 lakhs. Am I right? So 0 to 7.5 lakhs I will run at a loss. At this point will be my BEP. Above this is going to be my profit. Can you draw this in your books now? Fine friends, everybody is clear with this part also. Can I go to the next one now? Okay, so we have got the BEP logic of rupees also. The last one is BEP in percentage. This can be found using three formulas. First one is BEP in units divided by actual sale in unit. Second one is BEP in rupees divided by actual sale in rupee. The last one will be fixed cost divided by contribution. Let's do it one by one. Is this 7,500 divided by 1 lakh? So I get the answer as 7.5 percentage. Here it is 7 lakh 50,000 divided by 100 lakhs. Is that also turning out to be 7.5 percentage? Total fixed cost is how much? 3 lakh. What is the total contribution that I have got? Did I get the total contribution as 40 lakhs earlier? So 3 by 40 also if I do, I will get the answer as 7.5 percentage. Can you draw this in your books now? Alright friends, everybody is clear with break-even point in percentage also. So I'll tell you the logic of this break-even point in percentage. Friends, total is going to be 100 percentage. In this, 7.5% is break-even point percentage. It means, okay, the 7.5% of sales will contribute to fixed cost. Okay, and what is the remaining coming over here? 92.5%, or it means 92.5% of sale will contribute to profits. Can you draw this chart? I'll show you with one more example after this. Alright friends, everybody is written down till here. Now let us take the total turnover. What is the total turnover that we are having in this case? Is it 100 lakh rupees? Correct? Now tell me how much is 7.5% of 100 lakh rupees? Is it 7.5 lakhs? 7.5 is contributing towards fixed cost. That is how you reach the break-even point. What is the balance 92.5 percentage? Is that 92.5 lakh rupees? This is doing what? This is contributing towards what? Towards profits. And similarly, we have in total 1 lakh units. Out of 1 lakh units, 7,500 units is contributing towards what? Towards fixed cost. 92,500 units is contributing towards what? Towards profits. Can you draw this chart also in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books now? Okay. So I hope you understood the meaning of break-even point in percentage now. 7.5% means it is 7.5% of sales will help you to achieve the break-even point, or that is the point at which your fixed cost will be covered up. Okay. I believe everybody is clear so far. So we are done with break-even point also. We learned what is contribution. We learned what is PV ratio. We learned what is break-even point. Now we will learn the next thing, margin of safety. Just like break-even point, margin of safety can also be found out in units. Margin of safety can be found out in rupees, and margin of safety can be found out in percentage also. Can you draw this chart in your books now? Fine friends, everybody is clear with this part. Let's do it one by one now. We're talking about margin of safety in units. This can be found out using the formula. Three formulas are there which I can use, or I can use two formulas over here. The first one is actual sale in units, okay, minus break-even sale in units. This is one method that I can use. And the second formula that I can use would be total profit divided by contribution per unit. Okay. Now tell me, what is the actual sales in units? Is it turning out to be 1 lakh minus 7,500? Do I get the answer as 92,500? What is the overall profit that we got? Was it 37 lakhs divided by 40 rupees per unit? Can you tell me what is 37 lakh divided by 40 rupees per unit? That also turns out to be 92,500. Can you write down this in your books now, friends? Alright friends, if I am going slow or fast, let me know, okay? I'll adjust it accordingly. Alright friends, everybody has got this answer in your books, okay? So, the logic I will explain to you now. The logic is very simple. Earlier, I drew a chart, okay, where up to 7,500 units, what are we doing? We are contributing towards fixed cost. But the balance 92,500 units, we are contributing towards what? Contributing towards profit. Okay. Hence, this is called as the break-even point, and this is called as what? Margin of safety. Anything over and above the break-even point is what we call it as margin of safety. Can you write down this in your books now? Alright friends, have you put up till here in your books? Okay. Now this way we can also find out margin of safety in rupees now. This also can be found out using two methods. Actual sales in rupees minus break-even sale in rupees. This is method 1. Okay. Or the second method is going to be profit divided by PV ratio. What is the actual sales in rupees? That is 100 lakh minus 7.5. That would turn out to be 92.5. Profit, I believe we got the profit as 37 lakh divided by 40 percentage. You get the answer as the same 92.50 lakhs. Can you draw this chart in your books now? Alright friends, have you all put up till here in your books? Now just like the chart I drew earlier, here I'll draw a chart in rupees now. From 0 to 7.50 lakhs, we are doing what? We are contributing towards fixed cost. Beyond this, the 92.5 lakhs, we are contributing towards what? Profit. Hence, this is called as the break-even point, and this one is called as the margin of safety. Can you write down this also in your books now? Alright friends, have you put up till here in your books now? Okay, can I go to the next part now friends? The last one is margin of safety in percentage. This can be found using three methods. One is MOS in units divided by actual sale in units. MOS in rupees divided by actual sales in rupees, and now it will be profit divided by contribution. Friends, what is MOS in units? 92,500 divided by 1 lakh. Do I get the answer as 92.5 percentage? 92.50 lakh divided by 100 lakh will also give you the same answer. How much is the profit? We got 37 lakh divided by the contribution was 40 lakh. This will also give you 92.5 percentage. Can you put this in your books now? Fine friends, everybody is clear with this part. Can I go to the next one now? So if you see the logic of this, it is the same as I gave you earlier. 100% is the total sales. 7.5% is contributing towards fixed cost, but the balance 92.5% is contributing towards profits. Can you draw this chart also in your books and finish it off, friends? All right, friends, everybody is clear with this part. So, friends, we are done with margin of safety also. Okay. So, I think we are done with the major concepts as far as the marginal costing is concerned. Let me give you the overview of the marginal costing basics that we have just learned now. We have learned what is the contribution. We learned what is PV ratio. We learned what is break-even point, and we learned what is margin of safety. Alright, friends, what is the formula for contribution? Selling price minus variable cost, contribution divided by sales. This you can get it in units, in rupees, and in percentage. This also can come in unit, rupees, percentage. Units will be fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, fixed cost divided by PV ratio, fixed cost divided by total contribution. Here it is going to be profit divided by contribution per unit, profit divided by PV ratio, and profit divided by contribution. Can you put this overview in your books and finish it off, friends? Alright, friends, I believe you have put up till here also. I believe all of you were comfortable with this now. Okay. Now, since you are done with this, we are done with the first session of Scmpe, and this was all the basics, something what you have already learned in your IPCC. But once you get the basics and once the basics are very much clear, it will be very easy for you to go to the next level. Now, friends, shall we pack up our session? I would pack up my session with a very simple, powerful lesson which has inspired me a lot and which I believe would inspire you also. Whose name have I written on the board? Muhammad Ali. Who is Muhammad Ali? He is one of the greatest boxers that the world has ever seen. Do you know that as a kid, being a black, he was always discriminated and he was always abused as a child. One fine day, a group of senior white kids, around 3 or 4, grabbed him in the corner and they were about to beat him. Now, to protect himself, the only option left in front of Muhammad Ali was to take a wooden log kept next to him and he started hitting those people left and right and he ran away from there. It is said that Muhammad Ali started fighting on that day. After that, he never stopped fighting. He joined professional boxing career at the age of 16, and after 7 years of vigorous workouts and intensive practices, finally Muhammad Ali went to the finals of the heavyweight championship. Once he reached the finals of the heavyweight championship, at that point, many news reporters came and interviewed him. They asked him, "Are you nervous for tomorrow's match?" At that point, Muhammad Ali gave back a blunt reply. He didn't give it to the news reporters. He took the camera in front of his face, started speaking directly to the opponent, and told them, "Come and fight me tomorrow, I will break you down." Next day, the hall was full of people waiting to watch Muhammad Ali come and fight in the ring. You should see the way he comes to the ring. He will not normally walk and come. He will jump left and right and he will be all excited. He will keep on screaming, "I am the greatest of all times. I am the greatest of all times." And that is how he enters the ring. Once he enters the ring, he will not keep quiet. He will keep on jumping here and there. He will start looking into the eyes of the opponent and he will start speaking to him. He will start telling him, "Come and fight me, I will break you down." After so much of talking, finally the match started, and you should see the way Muhammad Ali actually fought. Initial 4 rounds, he was teasing the opponent. The opposite opponent was trying to hit him, but he was so quick in his responses that he was just moving his head away and they just couldn't hit him. You can check this defense mechanism of Muhammad Ali. He not only teased the final heavyweight champion, he used to tease a lot of people like that. Fifth round, he started hitting back left and right. By the time the seventh round got over, Muhammad Ali won by way of knockout. What do you mean by knockout? The opponent fell down, they counted 10, he couldn't get up. And from that day onwards, Muhammad Ali became the greatest boxers of all times. Later on, they started asking him, what is the secret to your success? For which Muhammad Ali gave two important reasons as because of which he is very much successful. And I believe these two lessons are very, very important for all of you also to succeed. Lesson number one is what he calls it as believe in yourself. Lesson number two is start counting when it starts paying. These are the two power lessons of Muhammad Ali. Lesson number one, he admitted later on in his career that when he's sitting in the changing room, he's very, very scared to come out and fight. Now once he's coming out, he's scared. But if the world sees that he's afraid, they will definitely crumble him down. So in order to hide his fear, he used to start jumping left and right, and he went on screaming, I am the greatest of all times, I am the greatest of all times. This was done mainly to first create belief in himself that yes, I can do it. And the moment he gets belief, the people around him will also start believing in him. He will understand at that time that he is going to win this match because the opponent has lost in the mind. If the opponent loses in the mind, then it becomes very difficult for him to succeed. Friends, that is how Muhammad Ali wins all the matches. Because he believes in himself, that is the only way the world would believe in him. The second question what everyone asked him was, how many sit-ups do you take every day? For which Muhammad Ali gave a reply, I do not count my sit-ups. I do not count my sit-ups. I start counting only when it starts paining because that is what really matters. So friends, normally if a person does 50 sit-ups, he's exhausted and he's stopping his sit-ups over there. Muhammad Ali will start 51 from there. And now you just imagine the impact of that. When others break down, he's continuing to do. That is where he actually becomes a successful person. So friends, these are my messages to all of you. Now let's analyze this from CA perspective. Okay. Message number one, believe in yourself. Friends, how many of you are 100% sure, yes, this is the attempt, I will become a chartered accountant? Most of you will have a doubt inside and you keep asking this question to yourself, will I become a CA? Friends, understand one thing, unless you believe in yourself, institute will never believe in you. So if ever you come with a thought in your mind, will I become a CA? Immediately change it and tell to yourself, I will become a CA, I am a chartered accountant. Make yourself believe as a CA. Only then you will study as a CA, only then you will write your exams as a CA, only then you will qualify and you will become a chartered accountant. If you don't have belief in yourself, how will the world believe in you? Only if you believe in yourself will the world also believe in you. So please start believing in yourself. You can do anything in this world. CA is just one examination. There are much bigger things in life what you will do once you complete this course. And lesson number two, start counting when it starts paining. When everyone breaks down, at that time, if you stand up, that is what really matters. Everyone does the same thing, you do the same thing, you have no value. Everyone studies for 10 hours, you study for 10 hours, no value. Everyone studies for 10, you study for 11. That one extra hour is what gives you the leading advantage, friends. So, first thing, believe in yourself. And second thing, when others break down, you stand up, start counting when it starts paining and believe in yourself. Thank you so much, friends. Have a nice time ahead. See you on Saturday morning at 6:30. Tomorrow there is no class. Saturday morning, 6:30. Have a nice time ahead.